Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with another speed build. Now this build I have been working on for over a month. The first video, the date for it says that it was May 8th. So yeah, this has been in progress for quite some time. I just finally got around to finishing it earlier today, which will be the day before this video goes up. But yeah, so it took me quite a while. It's a pretty large build compared to what I usually do, especially in The Sims 3. I usually don't like to build larger builds in The Sims 3 just because they take so much time with all the customization and everything. But I decided to go with a bigger build for this one, and I decided to use the constrained floor elevation cheat a bit to add an attached garage because I knew I wanted there to be a foundation. And I found a floor plan for this house, and it had an attached garage and it had a porch. So yeah, I knew that I wanted to have an attached garage, so I know I'd be using the cheat. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that cheat, basically you can just resize the walls and ceilings and everything. You can attach walls to foundation, and they do look kind of weird, especially if you use like a textured pattern or something on the wall with them. But you know, it's just something to get over. But if you're new to using the cheat, just be sure to turn off the cheat anytime you're done using that, and if you're still working on the build, because otherwise you'll mess up the entire floor. You'll mess up the upper levels and everything, and you'll just have to keep going back in and redoing everything, and it does get kind of annoying if you don't turn off the cheat. So just be sure to turn it on and off whenever necessary. But yeah, anyway, that's not what this video is about. Anyway, I decided to build a farmhouse, and in this part I believe I'm just doing the exterior and the barn, and there's like a little garden. And I built this lot in Appaloosa Plains. It's on a 50 by 50 lot. It is 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. I never do half baths really. I've probably done some on occasion, but I don't like to do half baths just because I don't really see a point in half baths. I just don't like them. So yeah, I never do half baths. But the price of this house is 234,170 simoleons, so it is a little bit pricey. You'll probably need to play the game for a while before you can actually afford the house if you're not going to use cheats, obviously. But yeah, I like the house. It's really pretty and it makes me really happy. I did use quite a few creative patterns. I didn't use any custom content, but the patterns will come with the build whenever you download it. If you don't want the patterns in your game, then you'll have to go into the launcher and the launcher into the downloaded items. I don't remember what it's called exactly, and I don't feel like opening up to see. But yeah. If you play The Sims 3, then you know what I'm talking about. But you'll just have to go into that and delete the patterns that it installs with it, which they should be up near the top or the bottom right after you install the house. So yeah, it should be pretty easy as long as you do it right after you install the house and don't go into the game or exit out of the launcher or anything. They should be right at the top or bottom, or you can just filter it to patterns, because there is a filter option in the installed items category in the launcher. So yeah, now that that's over with, I do have this house uploaded, even though the final version of this house is not going to be uploaded, well, viewed in this part, I guess. This will be a 3-part video, so this part's going up today, and then next Saturday will be the second part, and then the Saturday after that will be the 3rd part. I hate that it has to be split up so long apart. What am I trying to say? Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I hate that it has to be split up like that, but it is what it is, so unfortunately. But the entire completed house is already uploaded to my studio, and it is also uploaded to Mediafire and Sim File Share if you guys would prefer to download it from there. And the Mediafire link, I'll have 2 links for Mediafire in the description of this video. I'll just have the regular Sim file where you can just download it, put it into your downloads folder, and then install it through the launcher, or I will have a zipped version of the same download. If you guys would prefer that I upload the actual save file thing, what am I trying to say? Like, I don't know what it's called, but there's like a save file where you can just put it into a folder and you don't have to install anything through the launcher. If you guys prefer, I do that with my Sims 3 builds. You know, I can add that option as well. I can just upload it to Mediafire or SimFileShare or whatever, because I believe you can download them from the Sims 3 website that way as well. You can just download the save file and, you know, it's just an easy install. You just put it in the folder. But anyway, yeah, I did have a color palette for this house, but I completely forgot it once I started doing the wallpaper and everything. So for the wallpaper, I did just use a bunch of patterns that I installed, because I made a bunch of new patterns specifically for this build, because I knew it was going to be like country themed, is it what style, I guess, and like farmhouse style, because it is a farmhouse and there's a barn and everything, and it makes me really happy. But yeah, I did use a lot of floral patterns for the walls and like wood paneling, so there are a few new wood textures and everything that I've added to my game, and I used quite a bit of them in this build, especially for the floors. Like all the floors are the creative patterns, and then I'm pretty sure all the walls are as well. I think the walls in the bathroom, about half of them are just base game patterns, but for the most part in this house I did use a wood paneling on all of the wallpaper that is a custom pattern. Well, not custom really, technically. I don't know if it's considered custom or not, but anyway. Over here I am building the barn, and in the barn there are 2 stables, and I'm pretty sure they're accessible. I hope they're accessible. I do move them from where they are right now, but I added 2 doors onto the front so that the horses should be able to get out of the barn okay, so it shouldn't be a problem. I don't think it'd be a problem, but I did only have 1 door. I don't show in the video where I am putting the second door and altering that a little bit, because whenever I was going in and recoloring everything, I realized that the horse probably wouldn't be able to get out of the door if I just had that single door, so I do put 2 of those doors in the front of the barn, and it still looks like a barn, so that's no problem. But yeah, the horse should be able to get out just fine now. But yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't done a voiceover in a really long time, so bear with me here. But anyway, in the barn, I forgot to record the part where I am decorating the upstairs portion of the barn. There is like a little art studio up above the barn where that floor tile, not pile, is right now. I just put like a little ladder going up to it, just because in barns I usually just see a ladder going up to like a loft area, so that's why I decided to just put a ladder there instead of some stairs. But unfortunately, if you don't have Island Paradise, that's what it is, then I don't think you'll have the ladder, because I'm pretty sure it came with that pack. But anyway, as far as the landscaping goes, I have the barn, which I don't really guess that would be landscaping, but I do have the barn, and then I have a little garden area, and I did put some plants in it. I didn't tend to the garden at all, and I didn't really test the house, just because I didn't have time to test the house. At least not to the extent I would have liked, because I would have had to have pets and kids and babies and everything, and I just didn't have time to test it completely. But I'm pretty sure everything should work pretty okay. Yeah. But anyway, I do have a garden, and I don't know why I just skipped that. But anyway, and then I was looking on Pinterest for some ideas for landscaping and everything, and I just saw a bunch of like random junk, basically just scattered about for like farmhouse, and just like a bunch of tools and everything near barns and garages and everything. And that's what it's like on my uncle's farm as well. There's just a bunch of old farm equipment and everything just scattered about, and so that's kind of the idea I was going for, which luckily I think it came with Showtime. There are some movie sets that went really well with this house, and I did place one of them, and there's like some old cars and everything. So I did go into the debug menu for the landscaping a little bit, because in the debug menu there are like some old cars and everything, and that's what I was trying to look for to place in the yard a little bit. And I think I found like an old tractor or something, so I placed one of those in the yard and one in the barn as well. And then other than that, I mostly just place flowers around everywhere. I put some horse stuff, and I don't know if this is skipping for you guys. If it is, I'm sorry. I know it's skipping really bad right now for me in my thing, so I apologize if it's skipping for you guys as well. I don't know what happened, but anyway, for this house I did design it for like a family with, I believe, 5 kids, and then the 2 adults, and then 3 pets. Well, 3 or 4 pets, because I do have room for 2 horses in the barn, and then I also placed items for dogs and cats. So yeah, I don't really know how many pets you're allowed to have if you have that many Sims. I don't really play in The Sims 3 that much anymore, and I don't really remember what the highest number of Sims I've had in my house is before in The Sims 3, but yeah, I just have a lot of items for animals. But here I'm going through the debug menu, and these leaves, I don't know if you can actually rake them up or not. I deleted them, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I put a little well into the house, and I did remember to put a horse trough. And then one thing I did remember to do in this is put hampers in the bedrooms, so I was very proud of myself for that, because I usually forget to put hampers. There is a laundry room in this house, and then I remember to put hampers in the bathrooms and the bedrooms, so yeah, I was very happy about that, because usually that's the one thing I forget whenever I'm doing houses, especially whenever I have a laundry room. I always forget to put hampers, and then if you're playing, then you just get clothes piles just scattered around everywhere, and it's kind of annoying, but I remembered, so it's not going to be a problem. And then there's also the attached garage, which I mentioned, and I designed the garage for kind of like a vehicle enthusiast. So there are 2 cars that I place in the garage, and then there's 3 cars outside in the big long driveway area, just because I felt like it was really empty over there and it needed something. So I decided to just place a bunch of cars, and I figured, there could be a car enthusiast that lives here, and maybe one of the kids or the other parent or whatever, or whoever else is living here can be an artist and a gardener, or a gardener. I don't know, someone's an artist, someone's a gardener, someone's a car enthusiast. Maybe they have multiple skills and traits, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of the traits I was going for, I guess. That's the family I was building for. But in the kids' rooms, I do have 3 beds in one of the kids' rooms, and then I have a bed and a crib in the second room. And I guess they're technically kind of considered gender neutral according to the color palettes and everything. The one room is kind of purple, which I guess could work for a boys' room too, but it's like, I don't know. The pattern I used is like a deer pattern, and I don't know, something about it just kind of looks a little feminine, I guess, but I feel like it could be used for a boys' room, and I didn't actually try to change the color of it or anything, but you could probably change the color of it if it bothers you, but yeah, it looks nice. But any gender of child can fit into the rooms. I originally planned on the room with the crib in it. I imagined like 2 little girls can have that room, and then the other room would be like 3 boys, maybe they're triplets or something, I don't know, but they are meant to be kids. I'm pretty sure that's how I designed them. At least in the one room it's for a baby and a child, and then the other one, I guess it could be shared between kids and teenagers, but yeah. And then on the porch, I always hate decorating porches, but I really liked the way the porch turned out on this house. I do put a bunch of seating and everything, and then I put a chest table just because I never know what to put on porches whenever they're that big, and I had like this big wraparound porch for this house, so I knew I wanted to put some seating and stuff just because it reminds me of my grandparents' house whenever I was little. My mama had like some chairs and stuff out on her porch that we would always sit on, and yeah, I don't know, I always just put not porches. I don't put porches on porches. I put chairs on porches. But yeah, that's usually what I do when I don't know what to do with the porch. But the screenshots are coming up pretty soon. In the screenshots, I did only include what is being built in this part of the speed build. So in the second part I'll have more pictures, and in the third part I'll have all the pictures. There's gonna be a lot of pictures in the third part, and it is a lot longer than this one. I believe it's 20 minutes compared to the 16 minutes of this one, and then the second one is between those two numbers. I don't know, but the screenshots are coming up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, or subscribe. And again, I will have download links to this build in the description if you guys would like to download it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!